Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
Welcome to Cosmic Comics, Games and Collectibles, your zen of geekism. We carry comics old and new, magazines, toys, games like Pokemon, Magic, D&D. Want Godzilla, Ultraman, Star Trek, Ninja Turtles, Funko Pops? You'll find it all here. Shop our Cosmic Sound Room and pick up a record or two. Enjoy our Comic Coffee Lounge with a cup of Sasquatch coffee or a delicious menu item while geeking out over a super cool movie on our big screen. Come by and say hello to Maui. Cosmic Comic, Games and Collectibles. Superman loves us, and so will you.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome again to the Critical Blast podcast. I am your host and senior manager here, RJ Carter. And tonight, you're going to swear you're seeing double. I mean, don't try not to get confused because we have RJ at Critical Blast and Fatal J with Ninja Blast. Man, how are you doing tonight?
All I want to say, that intro is the best intro ever. I saw that intro. I almost started turning off the lights. I thought I was in store for a good movie or something.
Yeah, I love that Batman intro that we got there. That's a recent acquisition.
Yeah.
I had to replace the countdown. I had the countdown that I used for a year, and I got the music for that off like a royalty-free thing. Well, guess what? I found it wasn't so royalty-free.
Well, I'm going to tell you something. If the countdown is as epic as the intro, sir, you're going to give me a heart attack, okay?
All right, man. Hey, man, welcome to the show. You got a book here on Indiegogo that has already been backed, so all the pressure's off me, man.
The pressure is off. I'm excited. This is my first project. This comic book has been in my head for 10 years, but I actually been drawing the main character since I was 7 years old. So this is just... It's blowing my mind, man. You know?
Yeah, you've always been a writer. You were born one.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't know, man. This is just like having that first kiss, that first moment, to where your eyes and her eyes locked, and you know, it's that squirmy feeling. I'm feeling great, man.
This is your first comic book. Now, how long have you loved comics since you were 7? I mean, or were you more of an anime kid and drawing it from there?
7 years old, man. That was like the most epic time of my life. My dad used to take me to this gas station, and this gas station was like an old timey gas station where it had like the Coca-Cola and the Sprites in the glass bottle, and you had to do those bottle caps to get the soda off.
Yeah,
the bottle cap opener, and I used to always see these comic books on the rack, and my first comic book that I ever laid my eyes on, believe it or not, was the Jim Lee X-Men comic book that did millions, sold millions. That was the first comic book I ever picked up. I told my dad I want that because at the same time, the cartoon was going on too. The cartoon, the X-Men Fox, and I said, Dad, I want that. And ever since then, I had a deep, passionate obsession with comic books.
You either get them or you don't. I mean, I was the same. I was a barbershop for me. I was 4 years old and getting them from my barber. I only had 900 people in town, but I'd take them home from him, and I learned how to read off of them. Nobody knew I knew how to read until first grade. I thought everybody could.
That's amazing, man. Because now I have a 13-year-old stepson, but he is my son. I've been taking care of him since he was 4 years old.
Yeah.
And it's weird because he learned how to read off of watching manga, the subtitles.
Yeah.
That's how he learned how to read. Like, we always try to get him to do with books and stuff. And you know how kids is with reading books. It's tough. But he watched manga. And I'm like, why is you watching that instead of watching the subtitle? I mean, the dub version. He said, I like the subtitles better because I enjoy reading it. And that just...
He's reading it. But yeah.
That blew me away.
It kind of would be kind of weird if he started reading the English words and turned around and spoke to you in Japanese.
He probably learned in Japanese.
That was the thing with Tarzan in the original novels. Tarzan learned how to read English because he found one of those little primers in like his torn up crib wherever his parents died and everything.
Yeah,
But he was taught how to speak French, so he could write English and speak French.
yeah.
So that gets lost a lot. People forget
Our
about that.
school system is jacked up. Read comic books, watch manga, and the kids will learn how to read and be scholars like Tarzan.
That's right. Well, or they could be ninjas, like your character here, man. Let's bring this page up. Hey, look at this. You're 132% funded. Is this your first 30 days, or you got another month to go on this one?
No, this is the last hoorah right here.
All right.
8 days to go, and then I got a few more pages to finish up, and then shipping in June. I want to get this comic book in people's hands as fast as possible. That's my goal.
That's gonna, man. How close are you to a second campaign? Because I'll tell you what, you ship this out in June, get it in people's hands from today, people be clamoring to get on issue number 2.
That's my plan because, and I'm not gonna put no anybody on blast, Ninja Blast, but I have backed a few books that I still haven't got. And I told myself when I do my campaign, my number one objective is to get this book out. Now, my job, I always get 2 months off during the year. June and July, I always get the summer months off.
Yeah.
June, I'm dedicated to getting this book out to every single backer of this book. That's my plan.
Sounds good. Sounds good. And then July, you're going to start working on writing the next one.
Yes, sir. Because this is fun. It's hard work. Don't get me wrong, everybody, ladies and gentlemen out there. This is hard work. I have spent sleepless nights. I've cried myself to sleep. I took my teddy bear and just hugged it close and wondered about my existence and if this book is going to be back and how embarrassed I was if it didn't get back. But it's hard work, but I'm enjoying myself. This is the best hard work I ever experienced in my life.
You do what you love and you'll never work a day in your life, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's the way it goes here. You gonna go in demand with this, or you just gonna like, we done, we're shipping?
I think I'm gonna go in demand for some people who might not have yet seen this campaign yet. But what I'm gonna do, I'm going to take off the perks and just leave the actual book on there.
That's a good idea. Just if you just want the book, make it a shop for the book. You didn't get in early, you didn't get the perks. That's for the backers. Yeah. So, I keep scrolling past this. You got a video on here. Let's give it a spin.
Let's check it out.
This is high-speed internet, folks.
You just learned that your ninjutsu sensei is hiding a murderous secret from you. What would you do? Enter Ninja Blast, the 32-page Ninja Revenge manga-style comic book. Once Ninja Blast lands in your hands, you will understand the awesome, spectacular, page-by-page comic book goodness still exists. All professional comic book readers and collectors like yourself deserve an incredible comic book experience where action-packed art, a dynamic, well-written story without millions of speech bubbles on one page. The Ninja Blast story consists of a young Shadow Blast ninja Ace who gets caught up in a family feud between his sensei and his sensei brother, General Ganto of Neo Tokyo. This feud would drag Ace into a secret of his past that he wasn't never prepared for. Ninja Blast is created by me, Fatal J, and your first ninja mission assignment is to become a backer of Ninja Blast today on Indiegogo.
Damn! Who made that video for you, man? Did you do that yourself?
In the YouTube world, I know a few people that's helped me edit my stuff sometimes, and I asked my guy, could he do that? And he knocked it out the park. I didn't even think he was gonna do that good of a job. He
Well, he
yeah,
did a
man.
great job.
Yeah, he
I
did.
can never tell it on my, I watch most of the stuff I watch is on this laptop in front of me here with the little tiny screen, and then it's got, a little tiny playing window here. So I've seen
Yeah.
your video before on other channels. This is the first time I've had it, off to the left of me here on my big screen monitor where I'm sharing stuff. I
Yeah.
could not tell before that that's like a Vegas billboard, the way that all that stuff is spreading out, and it's got the little squares making it up. It's like
Yeah.
I can see that on the side of a building playing out like that. That
Yeah, and
was
that was
cool.
that was kind of my goal too, because this is my first campaign, and I noticed people got a style, and I love the style. Don't get me wrong, but I wanted to add a little extra off to it and be a tad bit different. So I'm glad you caught that, the little neon type glimmery lights type stuff.
Yeah, that looks like it should be playing on the side of a casino or down in Times Square on the big screen.
Thank you, my friend.
Well, let's get into this and take a look at what we've got here now. Uh, this is a modern setting. In fact, it might even be a bit of a futuristic setting. Where are we at when this is all taking place?
Man, I'm glad you caught that. I'm glad you caught that. That was my plan. I wanted to make this book modern, but at the same time, in the not so distant future.
Yeah, like 20 seconds from now.
Yeah, maybe like 5-10 years from now
Gotcha.
into the future. Yeah, I didn't want to go full on Blade Runner type future. I didn't want to do that. Even though I'm going to have some elements in there where you can tell this is futuristic, but it's not going to be flying cars and all that type of stuff. Hydro bikes flying in the air. Nah.
And it's still going to be, despite all the modernity, old-fashioned ninja moves are still something to be reckoned with.
Old style ninja moves. For instance, my main character Ace, he's more athletic than the average human being, but he's not doing stuff like jumping over buildings and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's well trained. That's all.
He's very well trained in a secretive ninjutsu style form called Shadow Blast. That's the name of the ninjutsu. And there's 3 characters in the book that know this style. One is Ace, the main character, and then his master, Master Genshin, and then Master Genshin's brother, which is the general of Japan. His name is General Ganto. Only these 3 know this ninjutsu art. And that's going to cause a rift within these 3 characters, because General Ganto doesn't like that an outsider, especially an outsider of the family, knows this secretive art that's been passed down for decades and generations.
I'm loving this. I'll tell you why I'm loving this. You see that banner behind me?
Uh-huh.
You see the destroyer underneath there?
Uh-huh.
Do you know who the destroyer is?
No, sir.
Not. You're way too young. Remo Williams is a book series that's been going on since 1971. He is the master of Senanju, which is the sun source of all martial arts. Only he and Master Chun, his teacher, know this art, and they pass it down from master to apprentice as assassins. And Chun did not want to teach it to Remo because Remo was a white man, and outside of Korea, I'm like, man, these things are just lining
and
up.
see, and that's crazy too, because I'm gonna give you a little background. In the 1990s, I was 4 years old when I saw the Ninja Turtles. My mom said I went nuts when I saw that movie. She said I had to have the action figures, the curtains, the bedspread, and ever since then, in that moment of my life, ninjas was like my superheroes before I got introduced to Batman, Superman, X-Men, Spider-Man, whatever. And I will watch Bruce Lee movies with my older cousins. And I will watch the old Japanese and Chinese movies where you can tell that the English voices was dubbed.
Oh
And
yeah.
I was just so amazed with that stuff, like Master of the Flying Guillotine, all those type of movies, American Ninjas. If it had ninjas in it, I promised you I watched it. I
Yeah.
probably seen that. I probably watched that and just it never clicked.
Uh,
But that's
There's
funny.
150 books. 150 books, but there was a movie in the 80s called Remo Williams' The Adventure Begins that had Fred Ward and Joel Grey in it. So you might have seen that on
I'm gonna have to
DVD
check
or
that
something.
out. I'm gonna have to check that out.
It's out there. Yeah, the 70s though was like it was like in the 70s, America just discovered martial arts, and it was still this creepy, magical, mystical thing. And so naturally, you know, with the success of all the kung fu theaters that were coming over and all the Bruce Lee movies we're watching, we had to have white guys do it too. so we had Billy Jack, we had Chuck Norris, all that stuff started coming out there.
Chuck Norris is like God is up here, and Chuck Norris is just a little bit lower.
Yeah,
Just a little bit lower, you know. Steven Seagal, I ingested all that stuff. Steven Seagal was the man back in the 80s, you know?
Yeah. He quit kicking, and he should have kept up the exercise, I think.
I see Preston saying 5 Deadly Venoms. That was good. If you ever watch Kill Bill, they mentioned a movie in Kill Bill called Shogun Assassin.
Yeah.
That you seen Shogun Assassin?
I've seen Kill Bill.
Oh, okay. The little girl, she said in the movie on the second one, she said, "Can we watch Shogun Assassin?" Watch that movie. That is the most fantastic martial arts movie you will ever lay your eyes on. They made that movie back in the 70s, and I still don't understand to this day how did they did the jumps and the fights. It was like it was made in this era.
Yeah. It's got kind of like Matrix kind of wire work and special effects going.
Yeah, it's insane. And I mean, back then you would think you would see strings. You don't see none of that in this movie. It's mind blowing.
Well, let's take a look back here, because I mean, this is the stuff that inspired you to create Ninja Blast now, and I'm guessing Ace is probably the guy in the center here with the mascot.
He's the guy in the center. He's in the center, and I did that formation for a reason, because this book is basically a rift between two brothers. Now the brothers, they have been at odds for decades against each other, and I will explain that story in the first issue. But yeah, Ace is in the middle, and Ace is actually adopted. And if I say what happened to his parents, that would kind of give away the story, and I don't want to give. I want people to be surprised. On the cover, also, that girl in the middle, that's
Right.
her name is Aiko, and that's Master Genshin's granddaughter. The kid that's next to her in the gray, that's her brother, Tachi. And then that little kid right there with the crown around his head, he's the emperor of Japan, and General Gonto is his uncle. Have you ever seen Game of Thrones?
I've seen some of it, not all of it.
Okay. I kind of model the emperor off of this character named Joffrey, and Joffrey was like this evil little kid that was the king for a little bit, and I always wanted to play with something like that where you had a kid that was absolutely evil, because that would draw the audience into that character instead of just an average man that was evil. You know, if you see a kid that's evil, your attention really is going to focus on what's going on in the story. So
yeah, I remember that was and Joffrey was I'm trying to find it now. Give me a second here.
And people hated Joffrey like on another level, because the actor who played Joffrey, they were sending him death threats. This dude was just like a little kid. He's just an actor.
That's crazy. It's but yeah, people do that all the time. They confuse the character they see on TV with, you know, the real person.
And you know what though? Even though that's sad, that's also good, because people are so immersed in that world, that's a good sign.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking here. The kid who played Joffrey was also in Batman Begins.
Yep, that was him. That was him. Yep.
Do something great with your life. I will. Oh man, that's a silly meme, but I love it. Okay, so we got all the characters laid out here. Now I'm guessing the guy, the white beard here, that's gonna be Sensei.
That's that's the sensei, and you're probably gonna laugh at me, but I have this thing with wizards. I love wizards. Now, Master Genshin, he doesn't have any powers, but he's just just amazing fighter.
Yeah,
And
it look like magic.
but I love wizards. I love that Merlin Gandalf look, so I had to design him like that with the beard and the long hair, and he even have a staff too.
Oh,
Yeah,
You
and
shall
then
not pass.
and then at the bottom, those guys in blue with the mask on, those are the royal guards to the emperor, the child emperor, and Ace going to be he's going to be fighting those characters. The ninjas in the red, those are General Ganto's secret ninja assassins. They do his dirty work, and he teaches them a loose base form of Shadow Blast. They don't know, they probably know 10% of Shadow Blast, but he doesn't give them 100% of training and
No,
the
because
art form.
it's got to be held close to the family.
Yep.
All right, so Heroinberg in the chat is commenting on the historical accuracy you've got here, which is funny because it's a future story. But there was a boy emperor of Japan, Antoku, similar to King Tut in the, I'm not even going to try to pronounce Heian period, 1180 to 1185. So
I based it off him.
Well, there you go.
And I based it off him off another child emperor in Japan too as well. He was a good guy though.
Now, I'm also
I did a little research.
You did some research. You did more than just watch Eddie Murphy and The Golden Child. Come on.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. Was like, yeah, The Golden Child. That was the kid was the emperor and he had to be watched or something. But
yeah.
So tell me about the physicality of this book. I mean, how big is this thing for what people are going to be paying for?
This book is 32 pages, but when I get to the next campaign, I'm going definitely to add more. And because in my head, I want to do a 3-arc run.
3 issues for each story?
3 issues. And on issue 2, the pages will grow. And on issue 3, the pages will grow. And then I want to finish off the series with a Ninja Blast origin book that's going to be just totally based off of General Ganto and Master Genshin when they was way younger. The beginning of the rip, the beginning of why they don't talk to each other, and why General Ganto hates his older brother so much.
Yeah, I get you. Do your prequel series. It worked for Lucas. So.
And I did 32 pages because I definitely want to hit people hard on every single page. I just want to hit them hard, and I don't want to go too long because this is a new, fresh story. So I kept it at 32 pages, and I just hope people enjoy this. I hope people.
No, it's a working model for stories. I mean, it's like the Star Wars thing. Luke doesn't know why Obi-Wan and Darth Vader hate each other or have a rip between each other. So we went back and had the prequel series to show that. Just promise me that later on you won't have some girl look for Ace to give him his sword back and he throws it off a cliff. If you do that, it's going to be.
Man, I went to the movies to see Last Jedi, and oh man, that hurt.
Yeah, that felt like a personal affront when that happened. I was like, what? No. So
and to find out he was in a hologram form the entire time, and Luke would have never did that. So that broke my heart, man.
Yeah, you know what? I didn't even watch the last 2 movies of that series.
Don't do it.
Like, nope, I'm out.
Yeah, don't do it. Don't do it.
So your featured tier here is obviously the book cover A. We're going to see some covers here. An 11x17 vertical print. I like that. That's like the tall and narrow kind of print there. And a 6x3 sketch card. 6x3 is pretty big for a card. That's like one of those recipe cards.
Yeah, I want to be a little different. I want people. I don't want to do too much, but I want to add my own style to things. So that's what I wanted to do. I want to do a card, but I don't want to do just any type of just normal card that somebody, might lose. I want this to be pretty big so people can stick it somewhere, or stick it in the comic book, or hang it up, or
Yeah, it's big enough to be big, but small enough to stay with the comic and stay together that way. Or heck, you can frame 6x3.
Yeah,
they make frames that size.
Yep.
So you had 6 people claim that. That's cool. That's cool. I got plenty of people in our chat that always like to get the digital form. So
the digital is there. If you don't trust me, get the digital. Boom. And then if you like what you're reading, get the physical.
Yeah, because I'm sure in when you put book 2 up, there's going to be an option to get a copy of book 1. The go back and catch up kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Everybody does that. So we're kind of spoiled to expect that now. But you folks in the chat who like your digital, there it is.
Preston said, stick it somewhere.
Stick it with the comic book, but stick it somewhere. 6x3. You might have to roll it up if you want to stick it other places, but I
don't mind as long as you bet the book. You can do whatever you want with the card.
Light it in the barbecue grill. That's my card, Dad.
Whatever you want to do, what makes you feel good with Ninja Blast, please do it.
But here's the nut of the whole thing. This is the book. This is what's pushing this whole thing out. You got 2 covers. At least you got 2 covers. You might have more.
I got 2 covers. I actually was going to do a third one, and you will be shocked who was going to do the third one. You interviewed him, I believe, last week.
I was going to say, was it Preston Acevedo? Because he does everybody's third covers.
No.
Right, Preston?
No. At least I thought you did them last week.
I didn't do Preston last week, but I did 7 of them last week. So it could be.
You did Jose
Garcia.
Yeah. I love his art.
That dude's doing a Cyber Frog now.
Yeah, and me and Jose been talking. He gon' I said this campaign is coming to a close, but I want to cover, so I guess I'm just gonna have to wait for the next campaign, because I don't want people to see a dope cover by Jose and then be like, "Oh man, why did you just put that on there when it was over?" So I'm waiting for that, and me and Jose talking. I want Jose to do the Ninja Blast Origins.
Oh, that'll be cool. You talking about the whole thing?
The whole thing.
Oh man, you better contract him now. because
I know people gonna get him, man.
His rate's gonna go up.
Yeah, I know. I'm working on it though. I'm working on
it. I can't believe he's doing crowdfunded comics. I mean, with his background,
he got a big background.
Yeah, coming out of DreamWorks.
Yeah,
come on.
And did stuff with Cartoon Network too, right?
I think he did. I'm not sure about that. So I don't want to say for certain, but I think he did do stuff with Cartoon Network.
Yeah.
So who are these? Who's doing these 2 covers here? Let's. You know what? I'm not even gonna look at the right side anymore here. Let's look at the big stuff here, and I'll get down to the tiers after that. So this is the internal art. This is Ace and his sensei sparring here.
Yeah, and I want to give my character flaws. My character, he's a badass, but he's not a badass enough to beat his master. No. His master has actually taught him everything he knows, but the master always keep that one trick up his sleeve.
That's right.
And I didn't want to start my character off like Ray from Star Wars, where the character is absolutely perfect, because nobody can relate to that. Nobody can relate to that. So I want to give him flaws, and that's why you see him pretty much getting his butt kicked in this opening scene in the comic book.
Yeah, it looks like he's got the anger issues that you see a lot in the And the young apprentices are like, you got to learn to tamp that down. And
Well, you know how young people are. Young
Yeah.
people are impatient. They want to get to the point. They're not wise enough to just strategize and see an opening,
no, he just letting his rage blind him. That's what they all do, right?
And then if you look at the bottom panel, after he kisses Buck, look what he grabs for. He grabs for his staff.
Yeah. like he needs that to stand or walk or anything.
Yeah.
He needs that to beat people over the head with is what he uses it for, I'm sure.
Yep.
Now you got some more fighting going on here. We can see the Emperor is kind of taken back and worried about what's going on here. That's the general and Ace fighting.
Yeah. And he's scared. The Emperor is scared to death. He's scared to death. Now, okay, you see that? This book is going to get dark. It's going to get dark. And it's always good to add some comedy relief. I didn't want the book to be too dark. That character right there, Ace made that robot, this floating head robot, and his name is Circuit. And I want to give people the imagination of Dave Chappelle inside of a robot's body.
Oh man. Oh God. That's gonna be one smart ass robot.
So he gonna be kicking jokes and all this type of stuff. He's gonna be a fun character, I promise you.
Very, very cool. Yeah, I love the design on him. He reminds me of somebody. But all the robots start. That was almost a very machinist thing I just said. I almost said all robots start to look alike. That was.
You're a machinist, sir.
I'm a machinist. Damn it! I've already been called a racist today, so fuck, my day's over.
I understand, man. It happens to the best of us.
I was on Twitter. What can I say? It happens there a lot.
Yeah.
So this is the sensei's granddaughter, a niece. Ooh.
That's his granddaughter. That's his granddaughter.
Okay.
The grandson. That's the grandson right there. Tachi. Of course, he's the next in line to learn all of the secrets of Shadow.
Oh boy. Okay.
But he overhears a secret that he's never heard before. And Tachi is a blabbermouth. So we'll see how long he can keep this secret.
If he's like most kids, I'm going to bet 30 seconds.
Yeah.
And that's only because that's how long it takes him to run to somebody else.
Yep, pretty much.
So I'm not sure, but I'm guessing that maybe this is, part of the story is Ace being on the road to becoming a master, or is he already at a master's level where he's at?
Okay, when you go up, scroll up just a tad bit more, when you see him hand Ace that sword, that's almost like a graduation ceremony of Ace being a master of Shadow Blast.
Gotcha.
So he is at master status when it comes to the art, but of course, General Ganto and Master Genshin are like super master level, And the basis
just by sheer experience.
Yeah, and the basis of this book is Master Genshin, even though he's a father figure to Ace, has been hiding a secret. Master Genshin been hiding a secret from Ace ever since he was a baby. When Ace realizes this secret or discovers this secret, he's going to be in the middle of the feud between General Ganto and Master Genshin. And Ace is going to ask this question throughout the arcs of the books, throughout the issue of the book. Will I have to go against my own sensei and fight my own sensei?
That's gonna be rough.
And if
Harrenberg,
I fight my own sensei, this guy could kill me.
yeah, he definitely could, because he knows he's been getting his butt kicked before.
Yeah.
Harrenberg in the chat is asking, couldn't there be two masters, both Ace and Echo? Will she inherit the skills too? And if it's anything like Sinanju, no, you don't teach the women martial art. It's forbidden.
In this book, Eiko, she's going to be the voice of reason. She's going to be the innocent character that's emotional and a good emotional, and try to bring Ace back to humanity, because Ace is going to have that revenge mentality. It's almost like the little angel on your shoulder and the devil on your shoulder. And which one are you going to listen to? She's that angel character.
Yeah.
Now, I do have the queen. The queen is not going to be in this book. She might be in this book. I don't think she's going to be in this book. She's going to be in issue 2. She's evil.
That's the Emperor's mother.
That's the Emperor's mother. She's the queen.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And I got a if you scroll down on the perk, you will see the queen too. It's a one of the perks that I'm putting out, an exclusive perk with all the evil characters going against Ace. It's called the standoff print. Go up. Yes, it's on the right hand side.
Oh! I was looking over here. I'm used to things showing up now on the big pictures, and I've been ignoring the little ones from now on. But you've ruined my pattern. The standoff print. Okay. The lady in pink is evil? No, she's too pretty to be evil.
She's evil. She's evil.
Oh man. Standoff print, $100 for the cover A and this vertical print, and you still get the horizontal print. So
I brought that perk back because that perk sold out, and people was telling me that they wanted that print. So I brought it back out just to see what it'll do. And I love that print. That print is my artist. He did an amazing job. And this is the thing about it. I draw too. But my drawing skills, I'm slow. I'm super slow. So when you see this book, you're seeing my layouts. You seeing my layouts, but my artist is doing he's finishing it. He's finishing stuff.
I got you. I'm going to do a quick refresh here. We're at 5285, 132% funded. Because I think
Jasper, thank you so much.
Yes, we have what we call on our show a shake and bake moment here, Jay. It's time for shake and bake.
It's shake and bake, and I'll help.
We got a backer through the show, so thank you, Jasper. Appreciate you giving me the opportunity to play that video clip. Yeah, Harrenberg's seen our shake and bakes several times, so I miss the chat sometimes because like the chat is over here on the screen, and everything I'm talking about is over here. So if
I'm gonna tell you something,
guys,
it's tough being a host. It's tough being a host because it's almost like DJing.
Yeah,
because you're doing all the technical stuff. You're trying to make sure the crowd is entertained. You're trying to answer chats. You're trying to focus on the guests. It's a lot of work, man.
And you know what? I every show I do is about the guests. This show is about you, man. I'm just trying to ask you proper questions and get your information out there. I like the fact you got a number of tiers here, but it's simplified. It's like cover A, cover B. You want cover A and B? Okay, you can do that. And you want it with the print, but there's none of this. Hey, you want to get a shirt, you want to get a hat, you want to get a T-shirt and a hat, you want to get it with signed in a T-shirt and a hat. And
I didn't want to do that because I was scared. I was scared because that might cost too much money, or I might get the shirt size wrong. I might get this hat wrong. I didn't want to do none of that and focus on good art, a comic book. That's it. Now, if I get a little experience about me, maybe I'll do that. I doubt it. Because I don't know, when you buy a comic book, now this is just me, this is just Fatal J, this is my own opinion. Somebody else could make it work and do brilliant and get a lot of backers from it. But for me, shirts and comic books, I don't know. I don't know. But that's just me.
Never on the first book anyway, because you know what?
Yeah.
Nobody knows your character.
Don't nobody know Fatal J. Don't nobody know me in this realm.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why do I want to wear a shirt with something on it that I don't even know who this person is? Now, the only thing that I think goes with first-time prints, with first-time campaigns, is like the prints like you got. And then if you're going to do like a sticker, do a sticker, but don't do a sticker of the character. Do a sticker of your logo.
Thank you so much. Thank you for saying that, because that's the only sticker that I'm doing of my logo.
Yeah. Because
I want to do the character, because people don't know my characters. They don't know my characters.
If you know what, if somebody got a sticker of your character and they put Ace on the back of their backpack or on their book bag or whatever, people are going to say, "Oh, cool ninja." But you know what? If they get a sticker that says Ninja Blast, people are going to say, "What's Ninja Blast?" That's something they can type into Google. And then
that's what they say. I watch this show from time to time, American Pickers, and they say, "Oh, I'm going to grab that because that'll be a good talk piece or a show piece, like some kind of weird item," and they'll sit there and talk about it, have a conversation. So you have my same mentality, because I just wanted to put the logo and somebody say, "Hey, what is Ninja Blast?" Didn't the person will explain to them, "Hey, that's a mega comic book by so and so."
Yeah. Now, Jasper in the chat here saying that we got to get you on Michael Bancroft's show out of Australia.
Sign me up.
So you can get the Bancroft bump.
Sign me up, please. Hook me up. RJ, thank you so much. And RJ, you know, Fatal J's real name is LJ. So this bond that we have is amazing right now.
Yeah, I was making fun of the whole J and Blast here. And then I started looking at your logo and I was like, damned if that's not the same Blast we have except for the A in our logo, man. I mean, where's my,
what they say, great minds think alike?
It's almost the same. Look at those colors.
That's crazy. and the only reason why I picked red and yellow is because red and yellow sticks out.
Yeah, it sticks out great.
Red, orange, red, yellow, it sticks out.
Slightly different font, but I like it. I'm drawn to it, obviously.
Thank you.
So yeah, if Jasper can't get you hooked up with Bancroft, I've got him on DM, and I've got you on DM, so I'll just put you both in the same DM after the show and get you guys talking.
Thank you.
Now, with a lot of the different, fictitious brands of ninja, fictitious brands of martial arts, there's always like the move, the whole reason why it's called, whatever it's called, because it's sort of like Ultraman. He gets in that great big fight for 15 minutes until he's out of power. I better do this because this always works. And I'm always like, why don't you just do this first and then be done? But so is there like a huge power move in Ninja Blast that has this physical, visual look to it? It's like, I've got to do the whatever, the Ultra Ninja Blast move, and then like speed lines everywhere and everybody's just flying back from it.
It's like you read my mind, sir.
I've read a lot of comic books.
It is a move like that in this book. It's a move where the characters, General Gonto can do it. Master Genshin, of course, the two masters can do it. Where you move so quick, it leaves a trail behind you. That's the only power that you will see from these guys. Now these guys, they can jump higher than the average man. They can run faster than the average man, but you're not gonna see fire coming out of their hands. You're not gonna see none of that stuff. But it is a move in this book where when you reach the ultimate level of Shadow Blast, you see the trail behind them, and somebody is at the end of that sword when they do that move.
All right, that's gonna be a cool visual effect.
But it takes absolute concentration to do that.
Yeah. Master Chun can run across water, but you have to run very, very quickly. Herrenberg is asking what part of the country you're from here. They're following you on Twitter now.
Oh, I'm from Texas.
From Texas.
I'm from the South. Yes,
Next,
sir.
he's going to ask you what your comic shops are because Herrenberg has a book and he likes to call up comic book shops and tell them, hey, I'd like to get my book in your shop. And that follows the question, have you been able to get your comic book shop to be interested in your book? Am I following this right, Herrenberg? I think that's how it goes. You get your book in, and then he knows that the person is interested in doing indie books.
My nearest comic book shop is 30 minutes away. It's called I can't believe I forgot the name. Y'all put me on the spot.
Hey, it's a gotcha question. Who's your comic book dealer? You don't really read comic books, do you?
When I go to the shop, like it's like being in heaven. Let me look it up real quick, man. Y'all give me a few seconds and I'll
Let's
tell you the
talk
name.
amongst ourselves here. Hey, Jasper's got another great idea too, because tonight is Pete Cimetti's open mic, and I'm probably going to head over there myself after this. But open mic, you just get in the chat.
Ground Zero Comics. Ground Zero Comics.
Ground Zero Comics. All right.
Yeah. I can't. I'm sorry, sir. The owner knows me, loves me. I've been telling him about this book. I'm kind of don't want to step my grounds and say, hey, can you help sell this book in here? I've just kind of been humble about it. So
man, you should be able to at least, I would think, since you funded it and they're like, look, people want the book. You should probably at least be able to like consign a stack of them and be in there on like a Saturday signing books, and they'd be like, Fatal J is going to be in here signing copies of Ninja Blast on this, Saturday date. Line up and get your copy today.
But that's kind of crazy because my mom said I should do the same thing.
Mama knows best, man.
I guess so.
Yes. And then, he's not out anything because all he can do is win. He'll make some money off the books that sell, and then you take the rest of them home. He's not stuck with nothing.
That's true. You're exactly right. Hey, man, you like the wise sensei right now, so I'm definitely going to listen to what you're talking about.
I'm an old gray beard now, and trust me, one of the things I'm really good at, Jay, is spending other people's money and telling them how to run their projects without having to run any of my own. I have no reward but no risk.
That's the way to do it. That's like the book. Have you ever read the book, The 4-Hour Work Week? You ever read that book?
Yeah.
That's like the mentality of that whole book. Don't spend your own money. You use other people's money to get rich.
Well, that's what we're finally doing here. It doesn't do anything for you right now, but you've seen all these. You've followed crowdfunding. You know what people are doing, and I'm sure you probably found some books out there that you like to get. You know how it is when you see one.
I when I see amazing books, I back it. That's how I got in touch with Jose, because I backed a book called Shotgun Samurai. Have you heard of that book?
I've heard of the Quaffs book, yes.
And I saw that cover and I was like, what? Who did this? And I got that cover. I had to get it. But the reason why I like crowdfunded books better than the big two or the big three, they're better.
They are. They're much better now.
They're better.
Paying more money, but we're getting better quality. But you've probably seen some that have been like really good looking books, and I've seen a lot that are like out of the UK or out of Australia. You're like, yeah, $15, I'll back that book, and you get down to like $25 for shipping. That's been the big hurdle, and that's what we're doing. We've set up the Critical Blast Logistics Company, where you check out these campaigns and you're not scared off by the shipping costs anymore. So if you've seen Kemosabe's book, The Company Men, we're the reason why that's shipping to the U.S. for $12 instead of $25, because we're handling the fulfillment on that. You look a lot like Urkel now. The role of Fatal J has been replaced with Jaleel White. I don't know where he went. Something happened. He had to lean forward and hit a button. But in the meantime, we will.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Can you hear me pretty good?
Yeah, I can hear you.
My cat ran through here and took everything down.
Oh, I saw you lean forward, and suddenly it was just Jaleel White was on the screen. I was like, we've secretly replaced your Fatal J with some Urkel. Let's see if anyone notices. Yeah, you're muted now though. We can't
Okay,
hear
I'm
a
back.
thing.
I'm back. I'm back.
You're back. You're back.
Yeah.
Okay. Cat's been taken care of.
Yeah, I told my son to get the cat. He never does this until I get on the live stream and he just wows out
Well,
and
sure.
go crazy. He want my attention.
Yeah.
He want my attention. Yeah.
Our cat, I don't think he broke his hip, but he sprained his hip because he wanted attention like that. He jumped up on the desk and got behind the monitor, and then he jumped off and he took the monitor with him, and the cord got wrapped around his leg and yanked it when he went down, and he's been kind of limping ever since. But
oh man, I want to ask you this because, of course, my wife, she's the cat person. I didn't want. When you come home from a long day of work or being out for a long time, when you open the door and walk in your house, do your cat walk right in front of you and just fall flat on the side of their stomach?
Well, no, not this one, but I've had other cats do that because they miss you. They love you, man.
But this is funny about cats because they self-centered. So it's like wherever you been, drop wherever you doing and pet me now.
Yeah. Now, if they show you their belly though, that's like they trust you completely. That's what they're saying.
See, that's what he does. He'll get on his side and then he'll roll on his back.
Yeah.
And I think that's crazy because my wife
he's showing you the most vulnerable spot to damage him, and he knows that you won't hurt him. He's telling you he trusts you.
And this is the most ironic thing ever. My wife and son, they the cat people. I'm nothing. He is more attached to me than them. You know, but I'm gonna tell you why is because I let him be. Like everybody pets on him, and after a while, he'll like get away from me, and he'll sit by me, but he'll be like 2 feet away from me, and I mind my own business, and he mind his own business, and he loves that.
If you meet a cat in Fatal J's house, pet it. Red Skull. Oh man. Well, you know, Japan has a long history of loving cats. Maybe he's reading your Ninja Blast over your shoulder here, and he's like, yeah, this stirs something in me.
Maybe you'll never know.
Well, you got 8 days left on this, man. I'm just so happy for you that you're not just barely making it either. I mean, you've gone over the goal. You're probably going to hit. I bet you're going to hit the 6,000 mark at this rate, at the very least.
People have been blowing my mind during this campaign. And are you familiar with a big YouTuber named Young Ripper?
Yeah, I know Young Ripper. I'm subscribed to him. He puts out about 5 videos a day. I got to do something about that. He's draining the battery on my phone.
My book was $500 away from being funded. Young Ripper. Because I posted it on I've been trying to promote every week, and I did streams with Young Ripper before. He actually been on my channel. We had a good time. I showed him a good time, and you know, I wasn't thinking nothing of it, and I tagged him. And I know people probably getting tired of me tagging. This guy dropped $500 on my campaign and got me funded.
Holy cow! I'm
forever in his debt.
500 for 500.
What he did?
What did he do? Order like 20 copies?
I think that's what he did, and he might have hit the Ain't it a contribution button or a donation button too?
There is that, yeah.
I think he might have did something along those lines. But I'm really gonna pimp out his package because, oh man, that was amazing.
Yeah, Eric's a cool dude, man. I love listening to his stuff.
He's a cool guy, and I know people watch his content and think he's intimidating. He is one of the nicest dudes known to me. He's just passionate about what the stuff he talk about.
Yeah, I subscribed to him because I subscribed because he was hated by all the right people, if that makes any sense.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, you hate Young Ripper? He must be saying something I need to listen to.
Yeah, and I mean, when he was on my stream, he just had the best advice ever just about YouTube and being on the internet. And he said, if you stay here long enough, he said this can either drive you crazy or make you stronger.
because he said he been named every name in the book, but he learned how to monetize the haters. That's what he say all the time. Monetize the haters.
Oh yeah, Yellow Flash does that all the time too, man. Somebody
And shout out to Yellow Flash. Yellow Flash, he be in my streams sometimes, not on my streams, but in my stream saying hello and donating. I'm just a very lucky guy to have these big YouTubers stop by and bag my comic books and stuff, man. I just feel great, man. It's just a great feeling. It's a very humbling. This is a very humbling experience.
Well, it's been fun watching all these guys come up too. I mean, like I've been following these guys, that Umbrella guy and Yellow Flash, and obviously your boy Zach and EVS. And I've been streaming.
I did a stream with EVS a few months back. That was fun, but it was on another guy's channel, and it was good talking to EVS, and he shouted me out a few times. And hey, man, I love what EVS is doing. He taking matters into his own hands.
Yeah, absolutely. And all these people have grown, not just their channels. I know they've grown their channels. I've been streaming as long as them. They passed me by and left me behind. I'm like, I don't know. I have a job. I can't do 5 or 6 videos a day. I don't know how y'all do it.
But that's right though. And at some point, those guys had jobs too. And what Young Ripper Air July, what he told me, he said, just stick with it. He said, I was on YouTube for years before my video blew up. He told me his first video that blew up was a video he had done years ago about Superwoman, something about Superwoman. He said, so just stick with it. He said it might take years. I was looking at a video about that guy, Mr. Beast. You know Mr. Beast on YouTube?
Sure.
This dude was on 10 years on YouTube before his channel blew up. So I think it's just a numbers game.
You just got to stick with it.
Just got to stick with it, man.
And they've all gotten so good at what they do too. I told Ethan that a year or so ago. I was like, because first time I was on a stream, wasn't even a stream with Ethan. It was 2018, and our website, criticalblast.com, where pop culture gets blasted. The reader poll had selected him as the comic book artist of the year for his work on Hal Jordan and the Green Lanterns. And he's like, that was like a really bad year for him, because that was when all the stuff was going down at DC, and he was on his way out at the end of that year. So we did video handovers of all the awards for all the categories, and he was doing a channel. He was doing his thing on there, and I did the whole I recorded the thing and I passed the video the thing over, and then he did a video where he received it over here, and we slapped the two together. But I told him, I look at that video and how you handled yourself on video then and how you're doing it now. And even more so today, he's like Larry King now of YouTube and comic books.
He comfortable.
Get
comfortable.
Yeah, he's very comfortable. He's very professional now.
And it's crazy because you'll see the own growth with your own channel, because I look at my first video, I was terrible.
Yeah, I was too.
I was very terrible.
My first interview
but now I'm more fluent, because every single sentence was like yeah.
Toastmasters, man.
But I want to delete that video so bad, but I keep it to show the progress to myself or how far I've gone.
Exactly. Yeah, my first video interview on here, still on the channel, was with Harlan Ellison, and he was known for being a no nonsense, crotchety kind of guy. You get on his bad side, you're gonna feel it. And my first question to him was not the best thought out question. I was a novice, and he just looked at me, and the first words out of his mouth to me was like, "Well, that's a stupid question," and then proceeded to chew up my left ass cheek until I couldn't sit sideways anymore.
But it's a good learning experience, you know what I mean?
And then he answered the questions.
Yeah.
That was fun.
But I like people like that too, though. I like brutally honest people like that.
Yeah,
they don't hold back,
He is a legend. Now, I'll tell you what, Jay, is there anything else about this campaign we should know? I'm going to refresh it just one more time here, just to see if we got lucky a second time here. But anything that I haven't asked about Ninja Blast that you've been dying to tell somebody and nobody's asked the right question?
Just keep supporting and backing the book, and I promise you guys, uh, the story is going to get darker, is going to be more amazing. This is just the introduction. The introduction is going to be amazing, but please back the book. I want to continue this book all the way to issue 3 and the origins book. So please just continue supporting and backing. And thank you guys so much for the people who have already backed. I can't believe I have 155 people who've backed this book. I'm a nobody. I'm a nobody in the comic book realm. It blows my mind.
Well, you're somebody now, man. Yeah, you're once this is in people's hands, you're a professional comic book creator because you
And
made one and you got paid for it.
my letterer of the book, I don't know if you know him. His Jason Williams, aka Mutt Man. Do you know Mutt?
I don't think I know Mutt.
Okay. He came out with a comic book called Hero, where it's like a cyborg army marine cyborg guy killing people. But he told me this. He said, once that comic book that you made touches your hand, he said it's almost on the level of like having a newborn baby.
Yeah. Yeah, I know when the first novel I wrote was delivered and I got the emails that, hey, here's a contract. I'm like, holy shit, they're paying me money now. There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
So yeah,
This and like you said, this has been the most fun I've had at working hard.
yeah, it's going to be great. I mean, and like Jasper says, keep it in demand after you fulfill it, like you're doing with the box. People start unboxing it on videos and showing it off. You put out issue number 2, you're gonna hit your goal a lot faster because all those people are going to come back, and all the people who stood back and said, "Let's see what he does." They're gonna say, "Okay, he fulfilled. We can trust this guy," and then they're gonna jump in. And then the third wave is going to be the people that bought the book that are going to be showing it off and dragging new people in who didn't see it the first time. So it builds exponentially. I've graphed this out for people. For people who've done more than 2 issues of the same title. So like, you got 1, 2, 3, not more than 2 books in a campaign, but a sequential issuing. Consistently, if you get past issue 2, it rises. You've got a consistent rise. It'll plateau off, but it won't drop.
I've seen that.
Customers.
I've seen that because I've been studying campaigns and people who are on their 3rd and 4th and 5th campaign. You're exactly right. I've been studying that.
Yeah, so it'll keep doing things right, and success will follow you. So with that, Fatal J, I'm going to wish you a good night. Thank you for coming on the show and sharing Ninja Blast with us.
RJ, thank you so much. I'm going to be talking to you in the future.
Yes, you better be.
I want to scratch your brain a little bit more, and you're awesome. Thank you for having me.
We're happy to consult with anybody. Happy to
Yes,
consult.
sir.
We're a logistics company. I've been at it for years in IT departments, so we know what we're doing. We got people we're not even shipping for, but we're helping them with their packing lists using our database, helping them get their lists together for putting things in boxes. Folks in the chat, thank you for showing up. We don't have a show without you. And as we do every